You're listening to a Bored to Death Marvelcast, talking all things Marvel and MCU in easily digestible chunks. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and other assorted gender assignations. Welcome back to the Bored to Death Marvelcast. I am Jay, being joined by
Chris
and
Zeke.
And we are back to continue our binge of Hawkeye with episode 4. Sam would be joining us, but he is not feeling up for it right now. Last I heard, he was screaming at some multiplayer game.
You had me down here playing Halo, him playing multiplayer. We just had to peel people off TVs for a little bit.
Yes.
Watch more TV.
You took the past 2 days off from work, and have you slept at all?
Yes.
Okay. I know it's just like you've been gaming so much you've forgotten to eat.
And drink.
So I guess we're going to start the Halo cast next.
No, we're not.
Well, no.
Yes.
But we will cover that series. Yes, we did. That was announced last night at the Game Awards.
They announced that.
Well, I mean, they gave us a trailer, so something actually concrete this is not just some vaporware sort of promise.
Damn cheap, we're good.
Yep. But we are here for Hawkeye, and last week we got to see a car chase. We got to see Echo be badass.
I love the fact that if you actually read the articles, I think Echo actually is deaf in real life, and
The actress is.
And they had to learn basic sign language to talk to her.
Well, that's good.
Again, it's like in Quiet Place, because the one girl was actually deaf, so she actually taught John Krasinski how to speak ASL, and every time he messed up, she would correct him.
Every time I hear ASL, I think AOL. Is that bad?
Probably.
Yeah. One's more quiet than the other.
Actually, talking of that, ASL, for those of us who remember the old AOL chat rooms, remember what ASL stood for.
God. I forgot about that until now.
You're welcome.
And then the most favorite response. What was it? Person's 18. Yes, anyway.
Right. But so we had Echo, we had the car chase, we had the Pym arrow, which was bad.
Arrow was awesome.
Was awesome.
Don't forget the arrow that brought all the Christmas trees together.
Yep, the spider web arrow. For lack of a better term, that's what I'm going to call it. And we got to see Clint having to deal with being temporarily deaf because his hearing aid got wrecked.
Got stepped on.
Yep, but it's okay. They took it to the device doctor or whoever, and she fixed it up for them.
Stereotypical Chinese woman working at a food restaurant, $5.
Yeah.
Cash only.
Well, no, she didn't say $5. She said cash only. But if she could fix that for like $5, she is way undercharging herself.
Multiverse. It's the Asian woman from Venom.
Mrs. Chen?
Mrs. Chen! I'm calling it!
I would like to eat Mrs. Chen.
It's the multiverse version.
No. Maybe not the same woman. Same family, though.
I'll go with that.
Mrs. Chen stayed in was in San Francisco, and this Chen moved to the East Coast, moved to New York. And by the end of the episode, Clint and Kate Bishop were starting to get along a bit better. He still finds her annoying and finds any excuse he can to take his hearing aid out when she won't stop talking.
I mean, that whole scene where he was on the phone with his son, thinking it was his wife, wasn't exactly his choice.
Yeah, but she helped him out with that. But then it's like after he got his hearing aid fixed and they went to go get breakfast, she was talking like for a while he didn't have his hearing aid in, and then he finally puts it back in. She was like, "Was that out this whole time?" And he was just like, No. It was just like, yes. She's trying to help him with his branding and everything.
See, it's like one of my dad's uncles. He had one of those old ass hearing aids, one with the controller and the long wire attached to it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he lost a good percentage of his hearing during World War II because a grenade exploded a little too close for comfort.
Clint knows that feeling.
Not close enough to where it was going to like send shrapnel into him, but just like close enough that the explosion actually damaged his hearing.
The pressure wave from the explosion.
So apparently, the thing with him was that he would sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, I'll listen to whatever problems you have." Halfway into you telling him what's going on, he would turn it off.
Yeah. Something that I'm sure many people
wish they could do.
They could do, and that many people have experienced with their own hard of hearing family members and friends who may have hearing aids. I know my dad is, while he is hard of hearing, is also creatively, selectively deaf. Like, my mom will be like talking in his direction while he's in the family room and she's in the kitchen, and he will claim that he can't hear her. And then, she will often be raising her voice so that he can, ostensibly he should be able to hear her, and no response from him. And then the moment she, facing away from him in the kitchen, says in a normal tone of voice, "Dinner's ready," he's up and moving to the table.
See, for me, I just like to tell people I have selective hearing.
Yep.
And then they'll say something, and then I'll say, "Of course I want a beer." Every time.
Yeah, I've done that. On occasion, especially when I was still working at retail at BJ's, standing at the front door checking receipts with the little electronics theft detecting key pillars going off every so often. People would be like, "Doesn't that get annoying?" And I go, "What?" There was one time though that the guy didn't get that I was making a joke. He's like, "What does that mean, that there's a bomb about to go off?" And I just went, "What?" I said, "Bombs." "What? Bombs." "What?" And the guy just kept raising his voice, like, apparently genuinely believing that I had gone deaf or something. And I just was like, "Yeah, no, it's fine, sir. Just go on. Get out of here." And the other thing from last week on Hawkeye, we got a glimpse of Echo's quote unquote uncle.
It's Kingpin.
It's Kingpin. We all know it's Kingpin.
Come on.
Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil. It's fucking Kingpin.
Well, not only that, but the guy had sausage fingers.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio is not a small man.
No, he's not a fat guy. He's just big.
Yeah.
He probably packed on a few pounds for his role as Kingpin, like what Michael Clark Duncan did, because Michael Clark Duncan put on, I think it was like 50 pounds of muscle for that role.
Well, I mean, Michael Clark Duncan is basically mostly muscle.
I mean, he did kind of strip down to his skivvies in that one scene in Armageddon.
Yeah.
So we got to see a little more from what we wanted.
Well, maybe you or I. I'm sure there were plenty of ladies watching that were just like, "More, please."
They hit the rewind button one time.
Yeah.
I just remember that.
Rewind. Just pause it on that scene.
Well, it was a packed theater.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Well, once they got it on DVD.
Packed theater, dark as shit. Couldn't find my seat when I came back from the bathroom. Mom, Dad.
We shouldn't do what most people do, where there's no flashlights on your phone.
Oh yeah, and you get your phone out and just like.
This is way before I ever got a cell phone.
Oh, okay.
Way.
That's true. That's true. But at the end of the episode, they were looking to. I think she was looking to use Bishop Security computers, through her mom's computer at her penthouse, to hack in to find information on the tracksuits, because she is convinced that Jack Duquesne is in league with them. We're all of the opinion that he's maybe up to something shady, but he is not connected to the tracksuits.
No.
And the episode ended with Hawkeye wandering down the hallway and suddenly finding his Ronin sword at his throat, held by Jack Duquesne.
Watch him just like reach over and push the button on it to collapse it.
I would laugh if that's what ends up happening here.
Because with the humor that they've had so far with Hawkeye, it seems like, like with the humor that they stick for him in terms of like the movies and in this, it seems like it's like semi slapsticky.
Yeah, they're trying to keep this. This is like street level stuff. It's not going to be like fate of the entire world and galaxy and all of existence.
Okay, so
lies in peril.
it's Daredevil season 1.
Yeah, sure. What?
That was creepy as heck.
Yeah, we've got Zeke's Xbox on idle right now, and what was it showing?
It looked like a family picture of Chief, Katana, and the pilot, and they're all doing a bad smile.
Well, the pilot's doing a bad smile. Cortana's real small, and Chief wears a helmet.
He's smiling with the helmet.
I don't know if he knows how to smile.
Valid point.
This is a man who was.
See, there it is.
Yeah,
Big smile.
There it is again. Yeah, you can't see a smile there. I mean, Chief's body language just screams, "Press the button so I can get this over with." He doesn't know how to people.
Oh, god damn it.
You know it's true,
know
but we're
it's
not
true.
here to talk about Halo.
I don't think god damn it.
Not yet.
Not until 2022 when the series comes out. But as for Hawkeye, we're about to watch this on Friday. The episode came out on Wednesday. I have done my best to avoid spoilers, but the internet is horrible.
You know the best thing about having a game come out?
You have not been looking at social media.
I have not. I've been
You've barely even paid attention to our group chats.
Oh, yeah.
But a character makes a debut in this episode.
All we're gonna say is a character from one of the...
No, don't even say it, because he has not been going on social media at all for the last couple days. I kind of wish I hadn't seen. I'm in the same boat as you about as last week when you were griping about all the Kingpin stuff that was all over your Google news feed.
I turned on YouTube 1 minute, and then the first thing I wanted was the ending of Halo. I'm like, just turn it off. Turn it off. Not happening.
Yeah, I've seen Halo stuff coming up on my feed too,
So
and I'm just like, I'm just gonna ignore this stuff.
I don't have to worry about Marvel, because I think Marvel is taking second seat to Halo now.
Yeah, but regardless,
Not anymore. Let's watch it.
yeah. So we don't really have anything else really to add here, unless one or both of you have anything to add. That's a no from Zeke. I can tell he's got his mouth full anyway, because he hasn't eaten in like 8 hours.
I told you all these things need a little cheese and they're good.
And Chris is having nachos sans salsa, so not really nachos, just tortilla chips with some cheese on them.
They're still pretty good when you potato chips.
At any rate,
Oh
yeah, he's not a fan. He's like, put some salsa on this.
God damn, we got some Tostitos cheese sauce, woman.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this intro. So we'll be back after the binge.
While the binge is happening, thanks for listening to our podcast. Please give us a like and subscribe and spread the word. You can reach us on social media on Facebook or Twitter at BTD_Bingecast. The Bored to Death Clan is part of the CKCC Radio podcast family, including J Bunny's Music Hub, the Race Nerd Podcast, Real Paranormal Talk, Ranking Tracks, Motivational Moves, Girls Who Like, and The Nerd Table. Please consider supporting CKCC Radio on Patreon. And now, the binge is done, so let's get to the discussion.
And we're back. So now you know who the character was that I saw was spoiled for me on YouTube.
yes.
Yeah, spoilers from this point on, as per usual. Yelena finally turned up.
Yes, after basically that end scene in Black Widow
yep.
where she was like, where she gets told, here's the guy who's responsible for your sister's death, and it was a picture of Hawkeye in the Ronin costume without the mask on.
Yep. God only knows how the Contessa got, Valentina, rather, got that picture, but, you know, she's pseudo-Hydra, so...
That's what I say, the power of Wi-Fi.
Sure.
Eyes and ears everywhere.
Yep.
Ooh, maybe she got a eyeball all over the web.
What?
Eyeball all over the web.
Eyeball?
Yeah, like everything, you know, well, the eye, what was it, the one from Fast and the Furious, where it was
God's eye.
God's eye. It's always an eyeball or something.
Well, yes, Big Brother.
Golden Eye.
No, that wasn't the internet. That was just a satellite.
The satellite that would shoot an EMP beam.
Yeah, not an EMP. It's like the satellite was a nuke, and it just would go off in the upper atmosphere and EMP. But so yeah, we started with like awkward family moment, as with Kate and Clint being caught by Jack and Kate's mom, and then it's like
moms are evil. Well, think about it. They know how to hit the right spot on anyone, even a complete stranger.
I brought you into this world, and I can take you out. Kind of thing.
She hit every nerve on Hawkeye, on Clint.
Well, and here's the thing: she didn't even know that she was hitting those trauma buttons.
Yeah.
I mean, she brought up like Natasha mostly because she was concerned that something similar would happen to Kate.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I know that my daughter is safe with you, kind of deal.
Yeah, but her bringing up what happened to Natasha just brings up his feelings of guilt.
Yep.
Never mind that her death was really more her decision and less his.
Yeah.
Ooh, now I want to see that. What if
Hawkeye?
What if Hawkeye sacrificed himself instead of Black Widow?
Season 2. How would because I would definitely see that as like a season 2 for What If, but then it turned out that Kate was starting to become okay with Jack and her mom, and then she finds out from Clint later that I had somebody look into this company that employs Kazi from the Tracksuits, and it's a front company, and Jack Duquesne is the CEO. Well, shit.
Now she's not okay with it.
Definitely not okay, and there goes my whole, he's a red herring sort of thing. He is and he isn't now, because I don't think he's connected to the black market heist. He was just taking advantage of something to get his hands on the Ronin sword, which Hawkeye stole back.
I'm waiting for the whole thing of, who took my sword? Or, honey, have you seen my sword?
Where's my super suit?
God, now I want something Nick Fury to make some sort of line like that.
Well, I mean, we do have Secret Invasion coming.
Yeah, that's true. But that whole moment, that whole scene with Kate suddenly, realizing that that her mom and Jack, get on fine, and with her starting to be okay with it, led to her realizing that Clint's by himself at Christmastime, and she's keeping him away from his family. So she gets a bunch of DVDs, goes to the safe house with some ugly Christmas sweaters and DVDs, and they just have like a Christmas time together because she didn't want him to be alone.
Actually, I'm trying to figure it out because I want to see if all those movies are actually on Disney
Santa
Plus.
Claus is. I knew that's a Disney movie.
Well, no,
but the other one was National Lampoon, Christmas Vacation.
That was done by Warner Brothers,
and that's a Warner Brothers movie, so it wouldn't be on here.
Wow, that'd be great advertisement there, Disney, to plug up all your Christmas.
Put like
specials.
Home Alone on there or something.
Especially if they made a new one. I mean, come on.
Well, yes, but these were like DVDs. Some of these wouldn't. Some of the newer stuff wouldn't be on DVD.
They can make a fake box for it. It ain't that hard.
Well, and then
no, I'm saying they would not. It would not be on DVD because it would be on Blu-ray. They wouldn't have put it on an older format.
Man, they could have made a fake box for it.
Why? I'm moving on.
His brain has broken.
No, it's not that. It's just like this argument is pointless. Let's just move on. But
Saw a little bit of steam coming out of your ears there.
Is it truly pointless if I win?
You didn't win,
But I didn't lose either.
but you didn't win.
To be continued. The fight will continue. The Jay strikes back.
But the ending whole sequence is they're now tracking down the Rolex that was stolen at the black market heist. They track it to an apartment, and he's getting ready to. And there was the whole thing with the LARPers. The LARPers came back up again.
Yes.
I knew that they were going to come back to help us in some form or fashion.
They're not done yet. I guarantee they're gonna factor into this again.
I'm calling this right now. They're all going to get Hawkeye's classic costume for the LARP.
Yes. And he'll be like, you know what, this is okay. Because for the LARPing stuff.
I'm okay with this.
I just had a thought. What if he brings his family back to New York, and they all LARP together?
It's gotta be like, again, it's gotta end like that one episode of Supernatural where they joined in on the LARPers, and Dean was dressed up like Mel Gibson's character from Braveheart. Yeah, he had the makeup on and everything.
William Wallace. I think that was the character's name.
It was.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it was. I can't remember if it was the full costume, but he definitely had the blue makeup on.
Yeah. I mean, the blue makeup is all you really need for that, and something vaguely medieval, and then boom, you're Braveheart.
Hey, Triple H did it.
Yeah, but God, I hope they bring that back when they do WrestleMania Goes Hollywood again, because that's not this year, but next year.
Yep.
But moving on from wrestling, you get me started on wrestling. I won't stop.
Welcome to the Bored to Death Wrestling Cast.
I have given some thought to that, but that's for another.
We can't do that because that's going to interfere with someone else's area. We do show other TV other shows.
What you mean on CKCC
Yeah,
Radio?
we want to leave wrestling to the professionals.
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
Having an amateur's perspective on things, but at any rate, back to Hawkeye. So Kate ends up going to retrieve the watch, not doing it the way that Hawkeye would. She just basically gets somebody to buzz her through the door by offering to help an old man with his groceries,
And make him think.
make him think that she's crazy by talking to herself and talking to an Avenger.
I mean, all she really had to do was say Bluetooth and point to her ear.
Yeah,
Well,
but this way she gets away from him sooner by making him walk away.
True.
But turns out the apartment that she breaks into is Echo's apartment. And when Hawkeye realizes this, he has just enough time to warn her before suddenly he's fighting for his life.
It's a silent alarm. You can't, like, people who have normal hearing can't hear it.
Well, no, it's because it had like strobe lights.
Yeah.
That it's like you can't put like a normal like alarm bell going off because a deaf person's not going to hear it. But a strobe light is something they will notice. But
They would smell the light turn on and off.
I don't think that's how that works. But so Kate ends up having to fight Echo, and then as Hawkeye is fighting with a Black Widow, and not just any Black Widow.
Yelena.
It's Yelena, who, as Chris said, believes that Hawkeye killed her sister.
Never trust the bad guys.
Oh, there's the good guys have sort of shown you can't exactly trust them either.
You can't trust good. You can't trust bad. Who can you trust?
Yourself.
You can't
Actually,
do that.
yeah, I was about to say, you spend hours at a time playing a video game and forget to eat.
Can't trust yourself when you hear the voices in your head.
No, well, see, the thing about the voices in your head is you're always guaranteed semi-intelligent conversation.
And you're never bored.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I say semi-intelligent because there's always that one voice.
The one that set everything on fire?
No, well, there's that. Yeah, there's that one. I'm more thinking about the one that's just like, hey, you know what would be a great idea? Hold my beer and watch this.
I have an idea. Don't do it.
But it was an interesting episode. They did drop a couple references to Kingpin without actually calling him that. In Hawkeye's conversation with his wife on the phone, he mentioned like the big guy, but he wasn't talking about Hulk. He was talking about Maya / Kazi's boss, or no, who Jack Sloan was, Jack Duquesne via Sloan Limited was working for.
That's true.
And then later in his little conversation with Kazi in the back from the back seat of that car, he's like, "Your boss," and it was somewhat ambivalent. Now that I come to think of it, he could have been referring to Jack, but I took it in the moment as he was talking about Kingpin. But regardless, it was another interesting episode. We got 2 more left, so
which makes you sad.
Mm-hmm. Next week, we'll have episode 5 of Hawkeye. At some point during the weekend, we'll probably record something about Spider-Man. I know we're all seeing it next week.
Yep.
I'm seeing it on Friday. You are seeing it when?
Sunday?
I'm seeing it Thursday night.
Okay, so maybe we won't record something until Monday. Or, it depends on when you get back from the movies on Sunday. What time on Sunday? Do you remember? That's a no. So
he's distracted by Halo again, which I'm tempted to just turn the TV off right now.
5:45. That feels like I answered the question. 5:45 would be when the time.
Yep, and then
let's.
Yeah, we'll and I don't know how we'll necessarily approach episode 6, because maybe we'll try to record something on Wednesday when it actually drops.
It could be their Christmas gift. Have a Hawkeye episode on the day it releases.
Except on the day it releases. Okay, yes, that's fair. But yeah, I just saw the red versus blue reference there on the Halo screen here. Next one over. Nope. Back one to the left. That one. It's not pink. It's lightish red. But yeah, Hawkeye is still interesting. Having a more grounded.
It's still entertaining as hell.
Yes.
There was no Die Hard references this time. It feels like
the only Die Hard reference.
Her sort of falling off the roof.
Meh.
I don't know. I had vague Hans Gruber vibes, especially when he cut when he cut the wire and let her drop into the netting.
If it went to like full slow mo, like it did, like if it was like almost shot for shot, like that scene from Die Hard, sure. But I wasn't getting the vibe from that.
That could be what ends up happening to Jack Duquesne.
God, I hope so.
Like he's hanging out a window of like Bishop security, up in a high rise somewhere.
Yes.
And he's like trying to bring the Ronin sword around, and they just cut the wire and let him drop.
That's some skill. I wonder what she was hooked on to, since you mentioned wire, because the wannabe widow hooked her on her belt loop or something.
Did you say wannabe?
Yes, I did, because it's not Black Widow.
She's not a wannabe widow.
She is a Black Widow.
No, she's not the Black Widow.
No, she's a Black Widow.
Yeah, that's what I say.
They never. Even Clint didn't call her the Black Widow. He called her
a
Black Widow assassin.
But anyways, I want to know what she hooked on to. Because remember she.
Well, she took something off of her belt and clipped it to hers, and then I think she just attached it to something on the roof,
and then jumped down.
No, she didn't jump down.
She repelled.
No. He's talking about when she threw Kate off the roof.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I was just like, holy shit. And then, when I saw that, she was hanging, I was like, okay, so I guess it's because, it's like, oh, she's not my real target. She's not the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
So now I want to see...
Well, and the fact that she came to Clint's aid basically told her, she's important to you, but she's not my target, so I'm just going to distract you for a moment while I deal with this other chick that's interfering.
See, now I want to see Echo and Yelena go at it.
It's going to happen, I feel like. Maybe next episode or in the last episode, it's like, no, he's my kill.
Mine! It's mine!
Or like Vegeta in that one episode of DBZ Abridged, mine.
But yeah, we're still enjoying Hawkeye. Looking forward to seeing where this goes.
The end?
Yeah, I don't think we have anything else to add here.
No, that's where it's going. It's going to go to the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, not the end. An end of some sort.
Either that or they kill Hawkeye and then it would be the end. Better not kill Hawkeye.
They better not, yeah. Jeremy Renner's awesome. And he's got to get home to his kids.
That's how the last episode is going to really end.
Yeah.
Death by Christmas tree?
Stop it.
This isn't Doctor Who.
Yeah. Where the Christmas trees will come to life and eat you.
And the Santa Claus will be robots in disguise.
And let's not get started on that weeping angel tree topper that you have.
I don't have that.
No, but you know somebody has made one. You know that they have.
I gotta look for it now.
Yeah. But that's going to wrap up this edition of the Marvelcast. So for Chris and Zeke, I am Jay, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Bored to Death Bingecast. Be sure to check out our library of past podcasts via CKCC Radio or via our YouTube channel, and give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you after our next binge.